Yeah, day 17 is complete. Today started off rough, but it's been cool since, Maybe like the first 2 hours of the day was rough, you feel me? Because in the beginning of the day, after I took a shower, washed my hair, I was feeling like hypoglycemia was there, It was there, but my heartbeat wasn't beating like crazy yet. You know what I'm saying? So I laid down immediately. I didn't even sleep. I laid down for like 30 minutes to an hour, and then I felt okay again. But yeah, man, anytime I'm fasting and I wash my hair, I always had that issue. I used to think it was something I could treat with like electrolytes, but blood sugar has nothing to do with electrolytes, you feel me? So I'm watching my blood sugar, man. I'm watching it. I'm watching to see how I feel. I don't play with hypoglycemia. If I feel it, I'm eating. So that's something I'm watching for. But 17 days into a fast of pure water, I mean, even if it's not pure water, even if it's with vitamins, electrolytes, you know, it's one of the things that you could face. It's one of the things that I face quite often when I do extended water fast. And really, if you really think about it, if you're doing a water fast, there is nothing you can do. If you have hypoglycemia, you got to get blood sugar. It's not something to play with. I don't play with it. Um, Before I started water fasting, I read up on water fasting quite a bit, but I never used to hear. Although I mean, not many people water fast as long as I do, but even the people that I did like kind of watch, or I didn't really watch anyone though. Maybe on a Reddit that I went to, I never really heard anyone talking about hypoglycemia. But I face it quite often, and it's weird that I almost faced it, or maybe I faced like a low scale of it, like low hypoglycemia. It's weird that I faced it and I'm inactive. I'm inactive. Like, it's crazy that taking a shower, washing my hair, it's really like the washing the hair, tidying up the hair part that kills me. That's when it always starts. Or if I go for a long walk, but I haven't been doing that. So it's weird that it happens. I mean, it's weird that it happens to me, but I haven't really heard other people talk about it. But then again, I'm not really active and I don't really look for it, so maybe. But anyways, fasting this long does have its risk. Um, I'm at 285 pounds today, and I've just been I don't like to compare. You feel me? But let's say last year my lowest weight was 211, my highest weight was 275. Right, last year. But I range between, let's say, 225 for the most part, between 225 to 240. I maintain that weight for at least like 4 months. This year, my lowest weight has been 262, my highest weight over 320. And my average weight has probably been like 290, to be honest. So last year, my average weight was like 230. This year is 290. And what I'm facing or what I'm going through has a lot to do with there's weight loss and there's weight management, but possibly the best route is to do both at the same time. Meaning to do weight loss where you're doing something that's sustainable, so that way when you no longer want to lose weight, it's not so hard to make a transition. You feel me? So although I am a water fast and I water fasting only takes um, care of the weight loss effort. It does not address the feeding issue, right? So after I go through water fasting, I don't normally face cravings for like a certain type of food per se, other than like fat. But what I be craving is more so like calories. It's weird. Like, I want to eat a lot, right? Binge eating. And it makes sense if you think about life as this balanced scale, right? If you go through a high period of non-eating, you're gonna go through a high period of eating, and you don't know when it might come. It could be 3 months before it comes. It could come the following day after a fast. But I mean, you don't got to take it from me. One day, just go on YouTube, look up someone that did water fasting, let's say 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And if they're still making videos, look at them now. And you'll see what I'm talking about, right? It's nothing to be shamed about. It's nothing to be like, oh my God. It's just reality, right? At the end of the day, feeding has to be addressed. And that's what I'm going through. I'm finally there. It doesn't mean that weight loss is done. But at the end of the day, I could lose all the weight I want. But if I do not address my feeding issue, I'll gain it back. That's why people gain weight back. It's because they have an issue with eating, right? Their relationship with food. My relationship with food is still, it's either that I don't understand my relationship with food or I haven't addressed the issue with my relationship with food, okay? So that's where the two schools of thought come in. Abstinence versus reduction. Do I abstain from certain foods? Or do I eat pretty much what I want, but just follow a strict calorie macro formula that I will adjust? It's not necessarily which one is easier. It's like which one is for me. Because whatever's for me will naturally flow. Sometimes when I think about never eating certain foods again, I say, damn, that's crazy. And sometimes when I think about it, I say, whatever. I don't think it's really about how I feel about it. I think it's more so about what I actually need to do about it. You know, if abstaining works, I stick with abstinence, you know? It's not like when I abstain from certain foods, I'm going to be missing out on certain nutrients. I'm going to make sure I get what I need to feel good, you know? But if reduction works, then honestly, I would feel happier. I'd feel better. Like, I can still eat what I want, just not as much as I want, right? I can still technically eat chocolate. I just have to make sure that for the day, I don't go over my calorie load. Chocolate per pound is very high in calories versus carrots. You know what I'm saying? So, doing my calculations to make sure that I don't go over my calorie load, but still eating what I want. But that does not take care of cravings. That does not take care of the anxiety that it creates. Whereas if I eliminate it, it's not like I won't have cravings, but they won't be nearly as much as I have when I'm feeding and I'm actively eating it. I remember last year, there was one water fast I finished last year. I don't know if it was the 65-day one. I don't remember. But there's a water fast I finished last year. And after I finished it, I just ate food, but I didn't eat like sugary foods, right? So I didn't eat like cookies, ice cream, all that stuff. And I remember saying, this ain't so bad. But I felt like, I need a cookie. Like, for some reason, I just need a cookie. And I ate the cookie. I didn't really enjoy it. So I got another one and another one. And finally I enjoyed it and I said, okay. And I noticed my weight wasn't changing. At this time I was doing a high amount of exercise though. I was like, I can have a cookie a day, no problem. But then it turned into 2 cookies a day, 3 cookies a day. I'm living for the cookie. So I've been watching a lot of videos today. A lot of videos yesterday. Different people, different schools of thought, right? Some people say food addiction isn't real because how can you be addicted to something you need? You don't need alcohol. You don't need a cigarette, right? But you need food. So there's no such thing as food addiction. And then there's the other school of thought that says food addiction is real. You could be addicted to sugar. You could be addicted to salt, fat, or a combination. I think I'm tired of gaining weight. Like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Like, I'm 285 today. I'm not happy, like, with the weight because I know where I want to be, right? I'm not sad. I'm not beating myself up over it, but I'm not happy with it. You know what I'm saying? If I test out sicko without abstaining from certain foods, I fear I will gain weight again and I'll be back at 300 pounds doing another water fast. I don't really feel like doing that anymore, you know? I've been doing that for the past 3 years. I've tried. I won't say I've tried every diet, but I've tried many diets, yo. I've tried many diets. I've tried many fasts. In my head, I've done them all, you know? I've done them all that I wanted to do anyway. Um, but I still gain weight back. Of course, the weight loss methods I'm using is not causing the weight gain. The weight gain is caused from how I'm eating after I try the diets, right? So that's the problem with dieting, is that yes, it will help you lose weight and lose weight fast, but it does not address the underlying issue of your relationship with food. So I think I'm gonna go through a period of abstinence, possibly a lot of journaling. I've been on the edge about joining a support group because I feel like I fixed my smoking addiction without a support group. I fixed alcohol addiction without a support group. I could fix food addiction without a support group. That's how I feel about it. It's not like I have something against support groups. I'm just not a very social person, you know. Um, I have no problem standing in a group and just anonymously saying what my issue is and what I'm doing and everything, you know. But it's like, do I want to do that for the rest of my life? I feel like people who join like Alcoholics Anonymous and Overeaters Anonymous, all these groups. I feel like once you join it, you have to do it for life. Like you have to commit to it because once you don't, you'll relapse. And again, I believe addiction has a scale. It's not like all people who suffer from alcohol addiction are at the same place, at the same point, and have it the same way, you know? Just like this, and the same goes for food addiction, right? There's a scale, I believe. And I don't know if I'm on the low end, high end, or in the middle. I don't think my weight determines where I am. It's just like my relationship with food, right? So one of the things I thought about is that I don't really know for a fact, like when I really think about it, that I began to overeat because of emotional issues or trauma. I truly believe, like when I really, really think about it nowadays, that my overeating started because the foods that were present were just so delicious and nothing stopped me from having as much as I want, right? There was no, it was like all you can eat in my house, you know? And for me, I loved it. You know what I'm saying? My siblings, they're good, you know? I got two younger brothers, they're not fat. My sister, after she gave birth, you know, she grew, but in general, most of her life, she wasn't big, you know? My mom is big. My dad is not big, but there were points where he got a little big, but it was mostly in his stomach and it's from alcohol. But anyways, you know, when I really think about my overeating, I think it is just, I don't think it has anything to do with emotions, trauma, coping with stress. I don't really think it has to do with that. And the funny thing about me is when I'm stressed out, I don't resort to food. I don't resort to smoking. I don't resort to drinking. In fact, When I'm stressed out, I like to just be alone and turned off, and I don't want to do anything, you know? I'm not saying 100% of the time, but most of the time. Um, I kind of use food to like, at least in mentally subconsciously, I used food to kind of like boost myself, like make myself feel like, okay, let's do this. Let's enjoy this day. Let's, you know, it was that sort of thing. It was a big part of life for me. It still is. I can't even say it was. It's a big part of life for me. A day without food and I'm not fasting, or a day with a limited amount of food, or a day with um, not so good food, it doesn't even feel like a good day. So, in one of the videos, a guy was saying food addiction isn't real, and the reason you eat so much is dopamine. That's your fix for dopamine. You only get your fix from dopamine from food. You haven't figured out other ways to get that dopamine hit. So because food is just such an easy way to get it, that's why you indulge in it. He has some valid points, but I don't know that I'm all the way there on it. Because that does not address extreme cravings. Now, let's say I fill up my life with other activities that give me that dopamine hit. Based off his theory, naturally, I wouldn't even eat so much. I would be so consumed with life, all the other pleasures in life, I wouldn't eat so much. It's a valid point. It's possible, you know. But there's other people that are very solo, do their own thing, don't do too much, and they don't eat like that. But maybe they have other addictions. Who knows? But anyways, you know, it's just a lot of things that I'm evaluating. And again, I'm just one guy on the internet documenting his journey. And I hope to figure this all out really soon and say, I lost 250 pounds and kept it off. You know, one day. You know, maybe at like the 5 year, 10 year mark. Yeah, but yo, it's day 17. Yeah, day 17 is complete. You know, day 17 started off rough, but it's in it pretty cool. You know, chill, no issues after that. It was kind of scary, but I never reached that point where I said, okay, I need to go and buy food. It's bad. I never got close to that point. I just started to see some early signs. One of the early signs I'll be feeling is like when I raise my arms, it feels like, oh God, I'm weak. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like, oh shit, fuck, nah, I can't keep them up this long. You know, that's like one of the early signs. That's what I was mostly feeling. But right now I feel fine. So I'm gonna sleep. When I wake up, I'll know for sure. But I'll catch y'all on day 18, yo. It's your boy, the American African. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.